Welcome to Turtles Rising, a podcast where we're very excited about turtles. Welcome, I'm Natty.
I'm Em.
And it's been a while.
Yeah.
Apologies.
And we have four episodes we gotta talk about now because we had the...
Technically, we would have more because there are already 3 new episodes at this point, but we are kind of late with recording this time. Apologies for that. Things happen, crazy times.
So we're going to cover the 4 episodes where the fam goes to the Mystic City to have some adventures there.
Tales of the Hidden City. They aired with Witch Town. What is it called? Witch Town? I don't remember right now.
Donnie versus Witch Town.
Donnie versus Witch Town. They aired with Donnie versus Witch Town first, but strangely on iTunes, Raph's Ride Along is... oh, wait. Okay, so when the episodes aired first, the Donnie versus Witch Town actually aired first. And after that, Raph's Ride Along, but on iTunes they're strangely listed differently. And I think because of the way how the episodes end and how they're connected and tied together, it also makes more sense that Raph's Ride Along comes first. So we're going to review that one for today.
Yeah.
And then the other episodes. There's a lot of episodes that we're gonna have to talk about today. And disclaimer that we give out every episode of this podcast. If this is the first episode that you're listening to, we might talk about spoilers and connections to other episodes. So just be warned if you haven't watched the show yet or haven't watched the episodes yet, which I would be surprised because this is very show and episode specific what we're doing here. But take this as your warning. We will talk about spoilers of the show. If you want to watch it first, watch it and then come back. Yeah.
For those 2 people who had this show up on autoplay and recommended on YouTube for some reason, welcome. Hi.
I wave.
Please watch Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's a very good show and you won't regret it.
It was good at the beginning, but now it's just, it gets better. It gets better and better and better, and I get more of my mind blown by the show. Yeah, this is a 4-parter, this time as already mentioned, and I think story-wise, there's not that much that happens, except for one episode. One episode has a lot of story, so we might go through some of the other episodes rather briefly and talk and focus more on the visual jokes that the animation team put in. And you probably remember some of the written jokes.
The actual dialogue jokes?
Yeah.
I'll probably remember a couple. Yeah. There were a lot.
Yeah. Raph's Ride Along, as mentioned before, was aired as the 2nd episode. And the 2nd episode is usually the one that is written by Russ Carney and Ron Cosillo. These 2 very talented writers that I admire very much because they're great.
All the episodes start the same. They start with a family trying to decide what to do and pointing at a map and stuff. And out of all of them, Raph wants to do a ride-along program with the Hidden City Police. Why?
Because he's a hero and he really likes justice.
They have a day off and he decides to spend it on work. He's a workaholic, I'm telling you. He's the one that does all the work. We already talked about in the previous episodes that out of all of them, he goes on the most jobs to save the day. And he's like the red angel of preventing harm or whatever. And now they have a day off where they're going to be tourists in the hidden city, walking around like normal people, probably a real treat. And he decides to work.
Don't blame him. I mean,
Raph.
some people just really like working.
Like their jobs, I guess. I'm just glad that Raph enjoys what he does and what he's blood bound to destiny to do, I guess.
It's in his instincts.
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't have a choice and he needs to be a hero and save the world, I'm glad he enjoys it. He grabs the Hidden City brochures and he's looking through it. And I also point at this one, in the Leo episode, because they can all grab these nice brochures. You can get a 5% off coupon to the Battle Nexus.
I really like the logo of the Battle Nexus. It's cool.
Yeah, it's so spidery.
Also, who is Tamago-san? Mr. Egg.
Mr. Egg's yokai tour. I don't know, someone who looks like he has a bus.
Wait, we see in this episode that there are so many ways how to get through the hidden city. And just as a side comment, I absolutely love the entire hidden city lore that we're getting. I mentioned before that the hidden city has so much potential for stories and fantastic mystic, amazing things. And I love that in season 2 we see more of the Mystic City. But I love that there are so many ways how to get around. Usually they're creature based. I love the image of just some random guy sitting in a normal bus driving through the hidden city.
I mean, like beneath the Mr. X yokai doors, it definitely does look like a bus. So I'm just assuming that they have weird horse things, that bird thing that Leo tamed and was in the sack off in that one episode.
Yeah.
We see Raph grab another kind of bird later on in this. I take a picture of that too. And like they have hot air balloons and stuff. And now they also apparently have a bus. Or maybe it's some sort of monster that looks like a bus.
You mean like in My Neighbor Totoro?
Possibly.
The cat bus.
Yeah. But they also have underneath Raph's meaty finger on the top left. It's Repo Mantis' salvage.
Okay, Repo Mantis already like spread out business into the hidden city. Not bad.
Yep. And then Cuddle Cake's dog sanctuary or something. So Todd also is advertising down here.
And Clem's Corner, which is also New York based.
Yeah.
Maybe there are little stores everywhere, so.
It's a franchise. So Raph decides to go to the police station. The police station is just like a building with these enormous heads on them.
Yeah, which we know are some kind of council or something.
Yeah, like it's like the elders or like the council or something like that.
I really hope we will find out more about the entire politics and structure of the hidden city. I'm just so curious about it.
I mean, we've started to scratch the surface in these episodes. I would love to have more episodes that happen in the Mystic City. This is definitely what we have been asking for. Like, we have literally been asking for, give us Mystic City shenanigan episodes. And here we go. We get what we want. See, it's just that if you ask nicely, the show will accommodate you, apparently.
What else? What else do we need to ask for which hasn't happened yet? Because there's so many dreams that came true.
Turtle Todd episode.
Yeah, Turtle Todd episode.
Turtle Todd episodes and
Each episode.
Beach episode. I mean, we almost got that here.
Almost.
So they're trying to cram all of our wishes into these episodes.
Yeah.
But yeah, the police station is a bunch of heads, which is also the logo of the actual police. And poor Raph just walks in here and gets confused for a wanted criminal.
Too bad that the police are dumb.
Yeah. I mean, these two specifically. I mean, they kind of just let Hueso off the hook.
Yeah.
Like in that one episode where we saw them because they were following Hueso around, and then they were just like, "Oh, you're a hero, Hueso. You're free to go." They didn't have to like open the case up or talk to a judge or anything. It was like, no, it's just like, nope, you're okay. So the police just kind of does what they want, I guess.
Yeah. Heinous Green is
a name.
Yeah, I mean there are a bunch of names in this episode.
Yeah, but him getting like basically arrested. It's so sad.
But look at the background. Look at the lore that we just see here with the weird giant snails.
Yeah, and like this one person is doing like the traffic controlling thing with some sort of thing.
Is this a snail?
It's so interesting.
A small snail?
I think it's a snail.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a small snail. It makes me wonder, are these like slugs that they just strap the little transporter thingies on, the transporter snail houses? Shells?
I mean,
what are they called for snails in English? Are they called shells? No, right? Because in German we call it a snail house.
We literally translated it would be a shell in Icelandic. I guess this means that. I mean, it's probably a snail shell.
Maybe. I don't know. Shell just sounds weird to me. But yeah.
Well, the little snail house. I mean, if this was an actual snail that was attached to its like a shell house thing, then they would be throwing criminals into this poor thing's house and body. So I hope that it's just a slug and they just plop the thing on top.
You know what this when I saw this, what it reminded me of, what you told me about in Morrowind, there are the Striders, right?
Yes, the Silt Striders in Morrowind, where they like hollowed out their bodies and pilot them by like touching their nerves.
Yes.
It's real weird. It's real cool. But no. Look in the background. There are more like snail house car thingies. So they probably just take them off and hang them up when they're done.
Yeah,
so
that's
these
what
are
I mean.
definitely just slugs.
They're slugs, and they just strap them on, which is kind of cute.
Amazing. That is cute.
Yeah.
I enjoy the insect creatures that they use for basically everything in this. It's very nice. Then he gets thrown in. Also, if this was a snail, look how cruel they have been to its house.
Yeah.
So it has to be a slug.
Yeah.
They have chains. I just do not think that if you were throwing criminals in there, you should include chains on the wall. It just seems like a bad idea for everyone involved.
Yeah. Also, you can, looking at it closer, I immediately see that this background was just mirrored to save time.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's not like we see this background a lot.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's fair.
But and then we have the boys, the mud dogs.
It was funny for me while I was watching this episode, because I saw them at first and I immediately noticed that the eel looks very much like Mikey, but with the Leo and Donnie doppelganger. It took me a moment.
Really? Because I was immediately just like, oh my god, it's like evil versions of his brothers.
No, I did not pick up on that for at least 2 or 3 more scenes.
What? That's crazy, because they're so good. Look at them.
Yeah, they're amazing. It is Loathsome Leonard, Dastardly Danny, and Malicious Mickey.
I do like that he was intimidated by them. Raph might be strong and he might believe in justice, but he's just a baby.
He's just a bean. He was also scared of Mrs. Cuddles, who, by the way, has been an unexplained event or appearance.
I'm just at this point. My running theory is just like a demon.
Yeah,
not like a yokai one, just like a straight up demon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love their introductions. They all have such good introductions.
Because
and then we have Loathsome Leonard has a knife that's actually a comb.
I had one of these when I was still going to school. I sometimes just pulled it out and I was like doing that thing. I mean, the question is, it is very clear what Dastardly Danny and Malicious Mickey are. It's very obvious, but you cannot really tell what Loathsome Leonard is species-wise.
I think that he's probably some sort of lizard.
Yeah, I would say that too. He's most likely a lizard person. Would make most sense. But he has floof on his chest. But that could also just be because he's a very hardcore guy, you know.
The Mikey criminal is so creepy though.
Yeah.
He's so creepy.
Reminds me a bit of Bowl Mikey.
I don't know, like the designs on these guys, I love them. Yeah, they're great.
They're funny.
Also, Raph is being so cute. He's so scared.
He's big but soft.
Yeah. And then when they find out, or like think that they find out who he is, and all of a sudden they're just like, oh yeah, you're a new leader now. And I'm just like...
But the first thing, Loathsome Leonard was like, the blue one is always the leader.
And later on, he actually says, at first, I thought you were just put in charge for a change, and it kind of hurt my feelings. But now I get it. And I'm just like, if that is not like a half of the people that are salty over Leo not being the leader in this particular iteration from the start, I'm just like, oh, what a nice like jab.
You know,
what a nice jab at people.
As someone who was previously very active and like a couple years ago in the My Little Pony fandom, which a show that was very much taken over by the fandom, I am always a little bit when the fandom influences the show and the writing and somehow, but this way, this is a very clever way how to put a joke, a little jab at the TMNT boomers, how we call them on Twitter.
Raph has a mind Raph.
Yeah. I mean,
Yay!
didn't we meet Minecraft before in
Oh yeah, Mikey has a mind Raph.
Yeah. And wasn't Minecraft also the reason why he beat himself up in at the end of the episode where they all got poisoned by meat sweats?
Yeah, the Pizza Puff episode.
Yeah, Pizza Puffs.
Then he was talking to Minecraft in that one.
Yeah.
I just like that he has a Minecraft that gives him like help to come up with plans and stuff.
I mean, Raph is also talks about himself in third person sometimes. Maybe it's because of Minecraft.
But yeah, then they just decide to make him leader, and yeah, this is the scene where Leonard is just like, the blue one's always the leader.
Yeah. I like how their designs are so similar in shapes to our boys, especially head shapes and stuff.
Their head shapes are identical.
Yeah.
I love them. They're great. I hope we see them later. I hope we see them again, and that we get. I want Lonesome Leonard and Leo to fight, and I want Dastardly Denny and Donnie to fight, and I want Mikey and Malicious Mickey. I just kind of want them to hang out and be bros.
Yeah, I was about to say the same. I want them to become friends.
Yeah, like I think they should be friends, and the other two should just fight. Here we get, because in these episodes there is a reference to the other episode that it's paired up with. Like here we actually see the giant, which is the big fight in Donnie's episode. So Witch Town is somewhere around that.
Before the evil transformation.
Yes, before Donnie messes that up. And here this little fly thing has Raph in a bubble, which is also, we can see that in Donnie's episode.
Mm-hmm.
Then this cow thing shows up.
What is this cow?
Is
it a reference? If someone knows if this is a reference, please let me know. I don't know, it feels like a reference, but it could also just be a weird brain fart that the
cow head just floats in there, eats mushrooms, and then teleports away magically. I love it. I'm also have a huge weakness for glowy mushroom trees. Big fan of that.
Except for the cow.
But yeah, and then Lonesome Leonard breaks an egg and mushroom fire comes out. I said, I don't know, why are we even bothering having this show set in New York? Can we just move to the Mystic City,
please?
Split your bliss.
Please.
I know that Draxum can't come with us, but Draxum can live in the lair, and you can just move into Draxum's evil lair.
Yeah,
it's fine. And then
unicorns.
And then Raph tries to get them captured, sends them into the police station and stuff. And I like here in this scene where he's forcing them all to get into a bag before he throws them into the prison. You can see that there's the currency is coins and unicorns. And also in Leo's episode where we see an actual wallet, I think we see credit cards and actual like bills. So they have a lot of different currencies. I wonder how much coin one unicorn is worth.
Yeah, so I guess the currency of the Hidden City is not as wacky and funny entirely as we first expected when we met the unicorns.
No, but there are unicorns in it though, and I
It's so weird because at first, when we saw the unicorns at first, I was like, what? And now I see the unicorns again, and I'm just like, this makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, someone that has never seen the actual show, come back for a second and look at this scene and tell me, what is this?
Yeah. Why are there unicorns? Oh, it's just currency. What?
Oh no, they like it's money. Yeah, then when they end up in the low
security presidential bunker suite?
No, presidential suite. And I'm just like, yes, we might be in the Mystic City, but corrupt politicians still get nicer places in prison than I have in real life. It's like
low security, especially.
yeah, they actually say that we can come and go as we please. That is not the point of prisons.
Raph tries so hard to get them looked up, but it doesn't work. He's actually a really good criminal, turns out.
Yeah, he thinks outside the box, which is apparently the only thing you need to do against the police in the Mystic City. Yeah. No wonder Big Mama has never been arrested.
Yeah.
She's like, nah. And they're just like, oh, okay.
She's basically the queen of the mafia and criminal activity in the Hidden City, which we find out because is it now that they say that they have to... Yeah.
It's in this exact scene that there's like, you know what we have to do? We have to give some of this loot to Big Mama, or else she'll kill us.
Yeah.
So she gets a cut of all criminal activity, or else she kills people. And I'm just like, wow, Big Mama gets so much cash, and she doesn't even need that much money, because I don't think she ever pays for anything.
She's a hardcore businesswoman.
But yeah, that we get to see this orb. I took this screenshot before we watched the new episode, so I was going to yell about what this orb was, but now that I know, there's no reason to yell at it. It looks cool though.
We can still act like it. What is this orb?
What is
it
that
about?
orb, and why is it in such a fancy box? But we still don't know who this is.
Yeah, I think
Who
wanna know.
are you?
Also, yeah,
And I
very
also-
fancy box.
Yeah, this is a really, really nice box. I like the skull on it and like the horns going through the thing. It's like, it just looks really cool, and it looks like the key is very
It
complicated.
looks like it has 2 or 3 different sets of horns, but one set of horns went really wild.
I also like that Big Mama recognizes Raph immediately. I mean, all he tried to do was cover his face, which is, he probably could have told them, like, you go bounce this to Big Mama. I'm going to go find out what else we're going to do.
Little turtley
And-
boo.
Yeah, turtly boo.
I love Big Mama. Her way of talking is so weird and kind of goofy, but she's still terrifying.
Yeah, she's a really good character.
She's a good
I
villain.
like her a lot.
I love her
Yeah.
as a villain. And I also love that Raph, look at him. He's just like, oh no. He's scared.
I wonder if Leo actually told his brothers that Big Mama and Lujitsu used to date.
True. We didn't see that officially in the show yet.
Yeah,
We just assume.
Yeah, because Leo found out in the
Mhm.
one episode where they actually fought in the Battle Nexus and everything. And in that one, Leo definitely finds out that she could have been their stepmom. The implication that Leo either this is Raph knowing that this lady used to like kidnapped and enslaved his dad and also dated him, or this is just him being terrified of her because he knows that she can turn into a giant scary spider monster and he is alone and there are just a bunch of criminals.
Yeah, I think
Maybe-
it's a mixture.
Yeah, maybe it's a literal of both. And then when they find out, there's like, that is Haynes Green. And I'm just like, oh no, he has way too many toes and doesn't trim his nails.
He has 3 fingers, but 4 toes.
Look at the size difference here. And then Haynes Green becomes even larger when he starts following Raph to murder him. And I'm just like, how can you get these two confused?
Police is dumb. Also, I just
And
noticed the silly slippers that Loathsome Leonard wears. The
Yeah,
Japanese.
also notice
sandals.
Mickey's shirt. It has the same like X face smiley
yeah.
that Mickey has in his knee pads. I think they would be great friends.
Yeah,
They share
would.
life colors and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is one of the bird things that Raph steals to run away from.
Yeah, one of the transport methods.
And here we actually see a bunch of people, and this is the old man from the Portal Jacked episode.
Wait, where?
In the middle. Are you
yeah.
seeing the shot? Yeah, like in the middle, the one with the wheelbarrow. It's the old Pops character that Leo tried to threaten in Portal Jacked.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
true.
there's some sort of like crazy ass yokai babe on the left.
Yeah, whose OC is that? I mean, I already mentioned it in a previous episode, but I like that they also put a bunch of effort into designing the background characters.
Yeah, I mean, it makes scenes like this very interesting to look at.
Also, Hidden City's furry paradise.
Yes. But yeah, then this is also the wheelbarrow that Raph rides. And and I also love that they didn't, like, the police is dumb and they didn't realize that Haynes Green was Haynes Green until Raph literally took the poster from them and drew the mustache.
Good cartoon joke.
Good cartoon-ass joke. And then Raph goes megaform and
It looks so
beats the shit out of
cool.
Haynes Green. It does look cool. I love it when Raph goes like giant Gundam. I am a big like robot fight fan, so when Raph basically goes into his like Gundam and like kicks ass, then I'm just like, yeah. It's
Also,
even better when it's like a cool magic Gundam.
I'm just so happy because we started out the show with them, getting new weapons, being pretty bad at what they're doing, being very They were very ambitious and they just wanted to be cool ninjas at the beginning, but they were pretty bad at what they were doing. But then we slowly see the development of them getting to know their weapons, learning how to do their attacks. And now my son is so good at his Gundam form.
Yes. I mean, all of them have gotten better at what their magic weapons, except for Donnie. He didn't take a magic weapon.
Yeah.
I wonder what his weapon would have done.
Yeah, I really want
We'll
to know.
never know.
Maybe we will know eventually. Who knows?
I mean, I like that he prefers his tack because that's like his whole character and has always been. But you know, like he'll come up with some cool shit. I mean, he always does.
I'm just saying, Draxum is now on their side. Who knows?
But yeah, then the police assume that he's like Emerald, whatever.
Something.
It's like, he's not even has a beak or eyebrows. Why can't you just appreciate his snaggletooth and consider it more?
Yeah, really. His beautiful snaggletooth.
He literally calls it, he doesn't even have my handsome snaggletooth. And I'm just like, yes, his handsome snaggletooth.
Somewhere out in the world, some weird dentist villain goes like, snaggletooth, and pets the picture.
Yeah, and pets the picture of Raph. If that villain never comes back, I'll be more terrified than if he comes back. Because if that dentist villain never comes back, I'll just assume that the dentist is just sitting in his office petting a picture of Raph until like the end of time. And that's weirder than if he came after him.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then Raph gets thrown into prison.
And the episode ends. Really not a lot that happened there except for the mud dogs appearing and a short visit of Big Mama.
Yeah, I mean, Big Mama does say that the orb is important to her whiz bang, so
yeah,
I guess that's some foreshadowing. But other than that, it was just a nice Raph-centric episode. It was nice.
Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of those, so it's very, very nice to see him.
Yeah, and then we have Donnie versus Witchtown.
Written by Ian Bush, as we see on the screenshot.
This is how all the episodes start, and because this is the first episode out of the 4 that was shown, even though it's listed as episode 2, which makes sense considering that Raph is the first one to get thrown into prison. There's a lot of extra stuff I took pictures of here. Like you can actually see the Council of Heads, Gargoyle Camp, Mystic Train Station, a crab.
It's crab time.
Yeah, crab time. It's Centaur Estates, Mushroom Forest, which I'm assuming is where the where Raph was and the cow thing was.
What does it say in the top right?
Auction house.
Oh yeah, that's the auction house where the thing was. I was about to say this looks like the house in you know, the episode with Capitan Piel and Senor Hueso.
It definitely is. It's Big Mama's auction house, and right next to it is Devil's Backbone, which is where Draxum lived.
Oh yeah,
this is the road that Huyin and Moonin had to fucking go to get those two assistants to Draxum, and then failed to do
surface pillar. Huh. That's cool.
Then we have Minotaur Maze. We already seen that one. Gargoyle Camp was also in the one Draxum episode with Huyin and Moonin. Mystic Train Station is definitely where the Mystic Train to New York goes. We have Crying Titan. There's the Pirate Bazaar. We've been there in Leo's episode, Portal Jacked.
And there's also a pirate ship. I love that there's just water around, like it's not underground or something like that.
Yeah. And yeah, Witchtown is there, which is where Donnie and April go in this episode. And well, at the start of this episode, Donnie is upset. Like he wants to, I like that Donnie wants to go to the Battle Nexus to see Shadow Fiend. He's like, I've heard that Shadow Fiend is quite the like contestant, and he wants to go to the Battle Nexus and like see the blood, probably bet.
Yeah.
And April's like, yeah, cool. I'll catch up with you after Witchtown. And then Donnie gets upset because, and it's implied that they've already talked about her science project. He's like, why won't you just let me help you with your science project? It's the science of chairs, which has already, remember when Splinter stole Donnie's car?
Yeah.
And Donnie got mad at Splinter's like, "You will be watching the Science of Cheers channel for a month, young man," and basically grounded his own father for stealing his car.
Mhm.
And so apparently there's a lot of science behind Cheers.
Apparently.
But yeah, poor Donnie gets upset, and then she's just like, "Oh, you want me to tell you why I don't want your help in what did she say, in chronological order or epic failure order?"
Yeah.
And then she shows him all of these like pictures on her phone. Who took these pictures? All these pictures on her phone of Donnie failing, and apparently this is cooking.
Why does he have like a nuclear thing there?
It's probably a nuclear battery thing. It's very difficult to whisk things, and also, well, I don't know what that
Wait,
liquid
does
is
this
coming
mean that
from
he
the
did
moon.
get his hands on uranium, but we didn't see the giant robot?
I mean, maybe he just got turned off of giant robots after Purple Game. I mean, it did use a giant robot to almost murder his brothers in Purple Game, so maybe he's like, giant robots aren't that cool.
That's true.
They give me PTSD from almost murdering my brothers. So instead, he uses it to whisk. Yeah, and then apparently some sort of monster also formed. I like that this implies that Donnie gets to go to school way more often than we think.
Yeah.
Important to me.
As Othello Van Ryan.
The ultimate chaos student. Yeah, and here it's like, I know what they were trying to do here. He was trying to make battery powered potato light bulb thing.
I love how mad April looks on here.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely done with this shit. And also, that just looks like a really strong potato. I wish we could have seen this episode. That episode would have been great. And Donnie's just like, "Oh, that must have been some other Teenage Mutant Ninja Donnie."
He never stands, like, he never admits to his mistakes, I think is how I can say it better.
I mean, like, if you consider it, his brothers do rub his failures in his face almost constantly. So him not wanting to own any of his failures is, not justified. But you can kind of understand that he would try not to.
Well, Donnie, you rather try and fail than never try at all.
Yeah, also science is built on failure, Donnie. It's fine.
Yeah.
Science is just failure that you wrote down.
I mean, I understand April as well, though. It kind of sucks to be
Oh, yeah.
suddenly chased by a sentient potato.
Oh, yeah. I mean, for sure. Even though I'm pretty sure she should have gotten an A. Also, behold this beautiful background, these lovely medieval-looking Harry Potter-as OCs, and then the one cat on the far right.
This wonderful cat.
I love that. That cat has sass.
You know, this
If
cat...
anyone here is a witch, it's that cat.
This cat reminds me a little bit, it's probably the expression of the dog in Undertale that gets longer and longer. Lesser dog.
Cute. Is the blank knowing eyes.
Yeah. Oh no, it's actually a greater dog that has this expression, right?
I think all of the dogs have this blank vacant expression in Undertale.
Probably.
But yeah, they go into Witch Town and look at these little things. They're so cute.
Fairy paradise. Fairy
It's so
paradise.
cute. Look at them little cats.
Yeah, they're adorable.
They're color coordinated too.
Mhm.
There's one for Hufflepuff and one for Slytherin
Oh,
and one for Ravenclaw and one for Gryffindor.
That's true. Ah, they're cute.
They are cute. And April is very impressed and Donnie is not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. The entire vibe of this episode is horrendous, but also so funny. Then we get this queen.
She's
the mayor.
amazing. I love her design.
I love her. She has like tiny little feetsies, and she's such a queen.
She is.
I love her little cat lizard dragon thingies too.
Yeah.
And she has a little crown on her hat, and like it's kept down with a little thing. Like, she's amazing. I love her.
Mhm.
If it wasn't for the fact that she would probably break Donnie's legs upon seeing him again, I'd love for her to reappear.
Yeah.
I also like that she doesn't have a nose and that her eyes are droopy down. Like, it's very nice.
Yeah, she's
so
great.
soft.
I love Rice for the designs of female characters a lot because they never look the same.
They're all very good. I love her fluffy hair too. It's so good.
Mhm.
And yeah, and here we have the when they have a little song about them being here, and then there's like, sign or visitor scroll. April has apparently already written her name on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, then they try to get Donnie. This is probably the only time anyone has sung at Donnie, and Donnie has not burst into song as well.
Mm-hmm.
Considering how much Donnie loves music and singing and musicals,
Dancing.
yeah, and dancing. He did not dance here. He was just a grumpy frogman here. One of my favorite ever Donnies. Also, they gave April a cool outfit.
Oh, yeah.
What a good outfit. I love this outfit on her. Look at her little moon belt buckle and cool ass shoes. She's got a cape. I love it.
Now I want to know what it would be like if the boys played D&D.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I love a D&D
April.
episode. They would have to physically force Donnie to be a mage. They would like a wizard. They would have to, like, he would refuse. But yeah, I love Donnie in this frog costume. It's a beautiful frog costume. I'm sad that he throws it off.
Yeah, he doesn't stay in it very long.
Yeah, he just like stares into the void for a bit while April enjoys her cape. And then he throws it to the side.
This character has such a cute design.
Her name is Gentry.
Oh, yeah.
And she is so cool. I love her droopy ears.
Yeah.
She's such a babe.
She's very
Look at her. She's so cool. I love her color scheme.
Yeah, and she's supposed to get the worms?
Worms. Aged worms only.
For the Peace Day offering.
And then we get this queen, this absolute queen. I love that she's drinking from a completely normal, like, movie theater soda thing. She looks like she just came here from Subway.
You know, it's a pink lizard, and I did not give you permission to put me into the show, but I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Like, ooh. And she's just enjoying life, man.
Yeah.
Then all the witches start trying to show April how to dazzle up the thing. And it's like some of the chairs get big, some of them turn around, one of them like rises up. And then there's one witch dude on the right, or witch person, who starts twerking.
Oh, yeah.
It upsets me.
Yeah.
The animation upsets me because so many legs and he twerks so hard.
The scene upsets me in general because they start like gyrating and
just like twitching. And those are feet up there. It's like with like broken ass toes. And it's like, oh no, that's horrifying.
And then there's just one, just behind the twerking person's cape or whatever, there's just one very currently Hermione Granger looking witch.
Yeah, that in the animation for that person is staring at the twerking dude. It's like, okay. It's quite upsetting. I like the one witch that's doing some sort of break dance on the ground on the left.
Yeah, that one that looks a lot like the witch from the West.
Yes, she's breaking down. But yeah, and then Donnie snapped. That is a good frame of Donnie snapping.
Anime face. Look at the shading.
Yes. This is where he snaps and starts talking shit about magic. In his ultimate science is apparently music.
I mean, music is a science of its own. That's very true.
That is true. And I like that. That's his go-to. I mean, he loves music.
Then
he starts like...
He says song, but what he does is actually more rapping.
Yeah, it's quite awful.
And like talk stuff, like talk singing. I think maybe Josh Brenner is not the best kind of singer. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that's my theory at the moment.
You're definitely wrong, because Donnie's an amazing singer. Because apparently his brothers enjoy him singing along with every single song in the Jupiter Gym musicals. That's apparently, I think, Raph's favorite part. I think Raph literally says that his favorite part of watching Jupiter Gym movies is that Donnie starts like singing along with all the songs. Like, I relate. I do that with Disney movies. Do not fucking at me.
Yeah.
But yeah, as awful as Donnie's rap sing talking is, he fails to get his point across. They get kicked out, and then April hits him with a bat.
Because he gets too excited and shoots the statue of the person that actually founded the entire village and the Peace Day offering kind of ritual.
Yeah.
He messes up.
He explodes it accidentally.
Yeah, because he got too excited.
And then he gets kicked out.
Yeah, I'm glad that April's actually upset with him here.
Yeah, because he did promise that he'd be a little bit more open-minded, but then he wasn't.
Because he's a very stubborn bean.
Yeah, he is. He also likes to be right all the time, which is, his brothers do as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then here's Raph. We see Raph in the background. He also screams. You hear it briefly. But yeah, then he decides that he's going to help. They need apple cores, roses, mushrooms, roses, and aged worms only. Look at this old ass Warren.
It is an old ass Warren.
Poor Warren.
Which makes me wonder why Warren was there when Donnie.
Oh yeah, he's right there. Took a picture of that. You thought you let my worm boy slip past? Nah.
No. Why was he there? Why doesn't he have hands anymore?
I think this is probably just a joke.
Yeah, I mean, of course it's just a joke. There's no actual reason why Warren would be there, but it would be hilarious if he was just having his own day out in the city and then just suddenly maniacally laughing Donnie just suddenly
rips him from the ground and makes him an old man, and he gets fed to a troll. What a day!
What a bad day.
But yeah, Donnie. Also, I love that Donnie hands over the horrifying worms, and he says, "Science, the bad boy of academic disciplines." And I'm just like, that's the nerdiest things he's ever said. I love him so much.
The writing.
He is right. He is right. That's just the fact. Like, science is the bad boy of academic discourse.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just kind of does things to see what happens. So yeah, they're just like, oh, these worms look whack, and then they, doesn't really have a choice, so they put it in the thing, and this troll thing eats them. Why is it out of order? Well, whatever. Yeah, this isn't out of order. When this troll thing shows up and starts drinking the peace offering potion, and by the way, these witches have for 100 years basically been paying this asshole off to stop bullying them for a year at a time by feeding him some sort of nice beverage. That's not how you deal with this bastard. You poison his ass and kill him. Since he comes to your town to bully you, and you pay him off every year. Just give him a drink, but also poison it.
I guess this is why the founder of the village called it Peace Offering Day, to avoid death and destruction and murder.
Yeah, I'm just saying that you need to be a little bit more proactive instead of just always putting a band-aid on the problem every year. How about you just get a little bit more proactive about it and just kill the son of a bitch?
I like to think that because it is Peace Offering Day and all the witches are super nice and kind and really welcoming, I like to think that usually they're very grumpy and very recluse and
they're assholes every other day of the year.
Yeah. It's just this day that they're actually very nice, and this is the only day when this giant shows up, so they cannot kill him.
No, I think that Peace Offering Day is actually a thing that this one lady established specifically because of this asshole showing up and wrecking everything. So when this guy shows up, they're just like, here you go, drink this thing and leave us alone for another year. And this guy starts drinking it. So I just think that this dude's like a bully, or comes from a family of bullies that have been harassing this poor village for hundreds of years. The police have done nothing about it.
Because they're dumb.
Yeah, and these witches who have magic powers, by the way, why didn't anyone just twerk at this dude, make him tiny, and then squish him? Just saying. You can be a little bit more proactive about this. And then, Donnie just wants to prove everyone wrong. So he basically takes the credit for the entire potion that they make, and then that backfires. And I like the way that when the witches, because the witches actually yell at him like, seize the scientist, and then the witches start chasing after the scientist, which is like, in what other way could you ever possibly make this joke? There's a bunch of angry witches chasing a scientist out of town. And then, this, I like the way that they end this chasing, basically, because April, it's like one panel of April running away, one of them being chased, and then April just squishes the panels aside, and then they're safe.
1 second, please go back. Please try to do the hand pose of the middle hand. I'm trying, and it hurts.
I can do it.
No, I can't.
I can do it. I mean, my fingers aren't the exact same length on the pinky and the ring finger, but I can do it.
Maybe it's just my right hand, which is messed up anyways. No, I can't. My pinky finger stands out so far.
To be fair, I can bend like the first joint on all of my fingers and make a weird little crappy thing.
I knew another person that could do that. It's weird. Man, my hands are just weird. I can't do this.
Well, Your hands make great art, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but yeah,
But yeah,
the panel smooshing is a fun visual
just
joke.
yeah, it's also just a nice way to actually get out of this situation. Because
Mm-hmm.
then this dude who grew a lot because of age, worms improperly aged, which is Donnie's fault.
Mm-hmm.
This thing, like, see, now they're trying to fight this guy. Why didn't they try to fight this guy before when he was smaller? And also when he trusted you to drink whatever you gave to him, which could have been lethal.
There would not be a conflict.
That's true, but I'm just saying, if it needed Donnie to come and fix this, I'm on Team Donnie here.
Yeah,
I'm always on Team Donnie.
he tried so hard and got so far.
In the end, he really failed, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, then they fight. Then he fails at fighting, and we finally
Finally.
get April's back.
Ever since I started watching the show and started buying the little bit of merch that is available and the books, there is a very also when you just Google April O'Neil Rise of the TMNT, the first image that you get of her, also on the fan wiki, is of her holding a green magic baseball bat. And so far she never had a green magic baseball bat, but now she does.
Yep, it happened. The magic that she got from Gentry to dazzle up her chair thing actually goes into her back and makes it super. I guess the magic that they settled on, because in the scene where they're like testing out all the magic while Donnie is doing horrible crimes against nature with some worms, the one thing that we can see the chair doing is basically throw her up into the air, and then she's like, yeah, so I guess this means that she can hit things really, really far. I mean, she already has like shown us that she can, so
Oh yeah, her baseball powers basically saved us in the season 1 finale.
yeah, like she managed to like hit the toy at the back of, well, it managed to save us, it managed to save Draxum more than anyone else.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole thing was set up for this baseball bat thing. I'm so glad that we finally have it.
Yes.
And
so good.
now she actually can hit things with it.
She has a
And she
magic
hits
weapon
this guy.
too now.
Yes, now everyone except for Donnie has a magic weapon. Yay!
Yay.
And Donnie actually gets upset at that. And I do like this part of the episode because it does touch on just like a thing that Donnie doesn't like, or is like frustrated because his entire family and like his brothers and everyone thinks that mystic stuff is so cool and all their weapons are mystic and like they understand how it works and stuff. And Donnie doesn't really get why it works, and he's basically scared that if mystic things can do everything he can do except better, then what's the point of him even being like on the team? And as someone who feels a lot of the time that they have to be useful to be valuable to people, I get that.
Yeah, it really, because Donnie usually is a very overly confident person, it is interesting to see him insecure about something.
Yeah, because I think that a lot of Donnie's like confidence and jokes and stuff is like a lot of it is deflection and bravado. Because I think that deep down he can be really insecure and he just wants to be appreciated by his brothers and family.
Yeah. I mean,
And considering that he makes so many cool things, like he makes his staff and he makes the turtle tank and like he made the entire like Sheldon thing, and he, even though most of his inventions do backfire and almost kill all of them, like he still makes amazing stuff. And like I just want Donnie to get to be cool, okay? Just once.
I want him to be cool, and I also want him to be appreciated, because yeah, he does make a lot of cool stuff that is extremely useful, and he does not really get the appreciation that he deserves for it. For example, in Turtle Dagger Knights, The Ballad of Ratman, Splinter basically takes for granted that he can just use the turtle tank, right? And does not really consider what hard work Donnie put into this thing to build it up and make it as cool and strong as this vehicle is. And yeah, maybe he is being taken for granted a little bit too much.
I mean, he definitely is. If you consider it, like there are examples of this also happening in earlier episodes, like when Mikey goes on his own adventure to get the Lujitsu video game.
Mm-hmm.
And Raph is just like, Donnie, hack into the security cameras. And Donnie's like, yeah, sure, I'll just hack into my every camera in New York security system. Sorry if that sounded sarcastic. I am in. Like, there
Those are
is
one of
a
the
lot of
best jokes.
he does make a lot of things, and he desperately is trying to make things cool. And he's just like like when he made when he made Sheldon for the first time and made him into the whole like lair like butler thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just like, oh, you guys are like, they were teasing him at the beginning of it specifically. He said that he never got to be like, he never got to be a mummy because he was always the damsel. And then when they wrote, she's like, oh, yeah, no, we're just saving you from another epic failure. And like, and then when they were fighting Shredder on the pier, and he was like, my tack is on standby, all of my tack. And then he got to be cool for approximately 5 seconds and then got trashed and had to be saved. Like, I just want this boy to have a moment of like confidence that like he can rise up himself, because he
Yeah.
like, I feel for him. I
Yeah.
really do, because he is so cool and he's so smart, and his family does not appreciate him enough, okay?
Yeah, I have a feeling that he's a little bit scared of being left behind because he did not take the step of going to, like, taking the Mystic Weapon.
Yeah, like yeah, definitely. I do feel like he does definitely worry that his brothers would just basically be better off without him.
Mm-hmm.
And uh like, it would be fun to get an episode that was basically like focused on this part of Donnie, that like his brothers don't really appreciate all the things that he do, even though I know that they love him.
They
I know
do.
that, like, they do, and they do appreciate him. They just take him for granted,
I mean,
because he definitely is like, he's always been there. He's always been the smart one. That's his thing. He's like the smart one and the funny one. That's a lot of things to be.
since we have not yet reviewed Smart Layer, I'm just gonna say it here. They were all up into the, like, for the jokes and all into the jokes until the moment when Sheldon, after being reprogrammulated, goes for Donnie's shell.
Yeah, it's actually in that episode. It is like, definitely we'll talk about it more in depth when we do review that episode, because it's a good episode. But they thought it was hilarious that he was being shot at with lasers. But when the lasers start focusing on Donnie's shell and his shell protector, then all of a sudden they get very serious and very like, okay, time to stop. Like, this joke has gone too far. Like,
Yeah,
they are protective of him. They do love him.
yeah. It's just
But they're
sometimes
characters.
sometimes it really feels like Donnie versus the rest of the brothers.
Yeah, like, and he does say that at some point. He does say that we're less brothers and more like roommates.
Yeah.
And like, I know that that was like a joke thrown out there, but that isn't referencing any of like the previous iterations. They've always been brothers. The fact that Donnie sometimes feels like he isn't one of the brothers is heartbreaking, even if it was thrown off as a joke.
I mean, they haven't always been brothers. From the like bunch of episodes that I've watched of 87, they never call each other brother or something like that. They do not really feel like family there. They in that iteration they really do feel more like roommates to me.
Yeah, so maybe that was a reference to the 87 version where there aren't brothers and they're more like roommates.
Maybe, but it
Maybe.
definitely ties into the entire Donnie insecurity, wanting to prove that he's great at what he's doing, being overly confident to, yeah, maybe just overshadow the doubt that he has about himself, which makes him such a deeply interesting character.
Yeah,
They all have their insecurities.
it gave me emos,
Yeah,
okay? And
yeah.
then April basically tells him to shut up, and that she doesn't like she doesn't care about him because of his invention. She cares about him for him. And my heart, I was just like, yes, good. This is exactly
Mm-hmm.
what this boy needs to hear. He
Yeah.
needs to hear that he's enough as he is.
Mm-hmm.
And then, oh no, and then they team up. Oh, look at them. I love them so much. I love
They're
that
great.
April is basically their sister.
Yeah,
She's perfect. She's so good. I love
she
April as
is.
a character. She's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Same.
And then they do like a super cool combo attack. It's like science and mystic stuff is like stronger and cooler together. And I'm just like, yes, good. because I personally love the mystic stuff. I love that Leo can teleport with his sword, and I love that Mikey has fire stuff, and I love Raph's giant Gundam thing. I'm all for it. It's like 10 out of 10. Love it. But I also love Donnie's tack. And
Hmm.
like I like mixing. I like both. And I like them equally. It's good. Yeah, I like the colors in this scene. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many colors, and then they hit this guy, hit him real hard, and I hope that he doesn't come back to bully the witches.
I mean, the colors basically represent both of them: pink for Donnie and the green for April.
And then we have a super cool pose. Look how cool they are.
I,
Oh,
I
it's so cool.
I cannot look at their pose because there's just a butt, a very detailed, tight butt. If you did the Fibonacci spiral thing here, it would literally just point to the butt.
Probably, but look at how cool they are.
Yeah, they are very cool, but the butt is also brighter colored, so automatically the eyes go there. All right.
I can't even see the butt because I'm looking at those two assholes instead. Look how cool they are.
I still just
What
see
a
the
cool
butt.
team.
Next screenshot, please.
Okay. And then Donnie basically voices all of his frustrations with the witches, like, sorry that I was an asshole.
He
I don't really.
apologizes.
Yeah, he apologizes, which is rare for him. I mean, he specifically says that a heartfelt. They do not know how rare a heartfelt moment is for me. And like he actually says the thing, but then he's like, at first he's being all nice. He's like, I'm very sorry that I was so close-minded and I was an asshole. And then like, he's doing so good, but it's because your dumb brothers understand mystic stuff, and then they swing their dumb weapons, and then he just gets mad. And I'm just like, oh, he has so many frustrations towards his brothers.
Yeah.
Can't they just? I just want an episode where Donnie goes evil and they have to basically get him back.
Yeah,
Because
please.
he's always 2 degrees from snapping, okay?
Yeah.
Like, I love it. And then they get thrown in prison.
Because the witches
And
are still very mad at him.
yeah, I mean, he still did like sabotage their whole like ceremony thing
Mm-hmm.
and break a statue. So I mean, he still did vandalize stuff. And like he's there. Raph looks kind of disappointed. I like that Donnie's like, so how was your day?
I mean,
Like he knows that Raph's disappointed.
Raph looks disappointed, but he also doesn't look surprised.
Yeah, no. I mean, Donnie isn't surprised. April isn't surprised that Raph's there.
Yeah, no.
None of them were ever surprised. All right, and then we have the true meat of these 4 bombs. The most important episode, in my opinion.
I raise my arms up to praise this episode. This episode is so good.
This episode is what I needed.
This episode made us yell while we were watching it.
Yeah, I teared up. I was upset. So let's get into it, okay?
Please.
For those who don't know, this bear thing over there is Draxum. He's got a cloaking brooch on.
The reveal was so funny because I saw on Twitter, I saw people theorizing about that there was a tiny screenshot shared of Mikey holding the plushie. And then people were just like, oh, well, we finally find out where Mrs. Cuddles is from. Is there an entire yokai species that's just plushies? And then it's just Draxum.
Yeah, it's just Draxum wearing a little bow.
Yeah. And I don't know what's so funny about it for me, but I love little plushy, cute toys that have, you know, the low mandy voice.
Talking about cutie pies, look at Hugin and Moonin.
Yeah.
They're also wanted with their big shiny eyes.
I know. They're so cute.
These poor babies. They're probably, we haven't seen them. I want to know where they are. Are they okay?
I wonder where they got the pictures of Draxum without his armor from, though.
I mean, he probably had a life before he like became.
Probably had a life.
Yeah.
I mean,
but like it's interesting to see these like 2 different versions of him basically. Like one of them is so cold and hard and pointy, and the other one is so soft and nice and mom. Still grumpy though.
I also like that this was basically the first time when we saw Draxum with his hair out without a hairnet on.
Yes, they have been keeping that lovely hair hidden from us for so long. And this episode, we finally got to see him in his like beast glory. so I enjoy. So yeah, like Mikey decided that he wanted Draxum to come with him on their little Mystic City Lujitsu tour, so he got him a cloaking brooch, and now he's just gonna carry Draxum around like a plush toy.
Splinter's not happy.
No, I mean Splinter just wanted to have a nice day with his youngest child.
Splinter's holding a grudge.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, like that's basically the entire point of this
Yeah.
episode. Like the issues between Draxum and Splinter and like the grudge. So this
Aw.
episode basically sums it out. Also, I like to imagine Draxum actually doing this. He's like, oh,
Oh
like
no, no, I
arms
want to
up.
draw that. Oh no, I need to draw
Oh,
the
it's
Draxum
it's so
hugging.
cute.
Mm.
Mikey is so happy. Look at him.
Splinter's face though.
Yeah, I mean, Splinter's hugging Mikey, and that so Draxum
Well,
just hugging his leg.
wasn't it like Splinter was mad about Draxum being there, and then Draxum's just like, I have some meat slaps to attend.
Yeah, he says that you go away. It's like, oh yeah, I don't mind going away. I have some meat to slog in the kitchen or
Yeah.
whatever. And then Mikey's like, no, I want you to come with us. And then Splinter's like, no, let him go. And he's like, oh, you don't want me to be there? Fine, then I'll definitely come along. And then he's basically only on this trip to bother Splinter because he's a petty, petty, petty child man.
Yeah. With beautiful lashes.
Oh, gorgeous. But this is basically the mood of the episode. Mike is just so happy to have them along. And then we have like cool like dragon nest thing.
I love the weird
And
architecture in the Mystic City. It is all over the place.
It's like both kinda oriental but also carved in stone and really like mushroom heavy.
Yeah, it really depends on where you are because, of course,
Yeah.
the witch town was very medieval-ish,
Mm-hmm.
but still, it's really interesting. I also like that, and on the right side, the squiggles could either be like a large shell that these buildings have, or it could just be the background artist going like, oh, those are buildings.
Like here they're like going down and Splinter's like, this is where I went to get my haircut, and this is where I went to get lunch after getting my haircut. So
This
so
was
was
the-
Lujitsu just like casually walking around in the Mystic City?
I guess. I mean,
I guess he was like a celebrity walking around.
he was a celebrity, but also kind of prisoner. I mean, he was a star in the Battle Nexus. People knew him.
Yeah, and apparently he was allowed to go get his haircut and have some lunch. So
I mean, you gotta get a haircut from every now and then.
tell that to Draxum. But that apparently there's graffiti and street art in the Mystic City as well.
That apparently Lujitsu's biggest fan made. Who is this biggest fan? When he said that, he was kind of melancholic about it.
Yeah, he definitely did seem like he knew this person.
Mm-hmm.
Or like that he missed this person. It's like, oh, it was made by my biggest fan after I fought the turducken. And I like that it's still there
Mm-hmm.
after all this time. Like that there's been at least 13 years since then.
Yeah.
So it's still there. I mean, I guess that makes sense. In my town, if the graffiti is very cool and artsy, no one graffitis over it. People just leave it alone.
Yeah.
So what my city started doing was hiring people to make really good graffiti art, and now we don't have a graffiti problem. We just have nice art.
If you can fight him, right?
Yeah, just like get someone to do it real good, and even the biggest asshole graffiti people will be like, no, you know what? That's good art. I'll graffiti somewhere else.
Yeah. I mean, there's still some name tags on there, but that's, I guess, normal.
Yeah. I also like that Draxum was just like, yes, acting. What did he say? He said
he was shit talking it, definitely.
Yeah, he basically said that it was like the lesser art.
Yeah, and
it's like, my craft. It's like, oh my god, my craft.
I love the passive aggressiveness of Draxum.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's
being
an asshole.
He is kind of a Karen.
Man. Oh, he's being so mean.
Yeah.
And then Mikey's like, ooh, because Mikey's having a great day.
Mm-hmm.
Or like he has a little montage where he takes a picture of them, and then he takes another picture with them, and then he takes another picture with them, and another one.
Aw,
and then he's looking at them all sad.
I mean, he just wanted to have a good day.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking at the pictures and he's all sad about it because they're really not happy or smiling on any of the pictures. He's the only one that's smiling on all the pictures. If we go back, like they're angry
Mm-hmm.
and they're angry and they're angry and they're angry. It's just very sad. And the fact that Mikey's looking at all these pictures and then he just looks sad. That
Aw.
kind of got to me. It's just a second, and you don't really notice it because Splinter starts talking immediately. But like, you can definitely tell that Mikey is sad about them not getting along.
Yeah. Also, of course, I missed the color. I see the color mistake, the coloring mistake. Look above Splinters from our point of view, left eyebrow
Oh yeah,
is coloring
but
mistake.
but yeah, they have this cool ass fountain, and and then Splinter's being so cute. He's like, "Oh, take this coin and make a wish," and then he starts yelling at Barry,
Then
which
he
is what
becomes.
they've decided to start calling a Baron Draxum Barry, and I live for it.
Yeah, same.
Like, just like, I'm not talking about the character, I'm talking about the people who make the show, that
Yeah.
they just call him Barry now, and I'm just like, oh yes, good, this is exactly what I needed.
Yeah.
Also, this poor owl mom,
Yeah.
she's like, oh no, don't look at them fight.
I mean, in a world that is like a large part made of furries, I think this thing that Splinter is doing is very rude behavior,
Yeah, probably.
very gross. Don't get feral in public.
Yeah, yeah, how dare you go feral in public. So rude.
Yeah.
And then this bird dude shows up. This bird dude was actually behind the desk in Raph's tag-along episode. I noticed him when we were watching it before this podcast. I didn't notice him when I was taking the screenshot, but he's hiding behind one of the desks when Raph walks in.
Okay.
So he's having a day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I also like that Baron Draxum like pretends to be like flop. Couldn't he just like be? No, I am a yokai. My name is Bear Bear.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, all right, sorry, sir. Didn't mean to assume you're a toy. That's very, very not cool of me. I'll leave now.
Yeah.
Like, then Splinter basically sends him off with the police officer to be alone with Mikey, and he actually pushes the frame away. Like
Yeah.
he like leans on it and smooshes him away at one point. It's a
I-
very bad screenshot, but it was hard to try to get anything that
I
explains
love
it.
this scene because Barry just points at Splinter and he doesn't stop. He just points and goes like ah, keeps
Yes,
doing
"Ah."
that until later. It's so funny. Draxum is so funny.
I love Draxum. I mean, he was always wonderful, and I always wanted him to be like redeemed
Yeah.
because he had potential since episode 1. But like they really knocked it out of the park with his character because he is so fun.
Yeah, he is a great character. With these last couple episodes where we got to know him a little bit better, Draxum definitely has become one of my favorite characters of the show. I love and
Yep.
appreciate him a lot. And I did before, but we didn't really see a lot of him then. And we also saw just his warrior scientist side a lot. But now we actually kind of start to get to know the person that is
Yeah.
Baron Draxum or Barry Draxum now, and he just enjoys the small things now. He's a lunch lady,
Yeah.
hangs
He's, like,
out,
having a nice time.
likes being passive aggressive.
Yeah, he just likes slinging meat and talking shit.
Yeah.
That's what he does. And
It's
I
true.
also if we go with the angle that this episode establishes that he definitely at least regards Mikey as his son, then like I definitely see where like the deadpanness of it comes in. Like it's just like let's move on so we can talk about it later.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of feelings about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mikey's not happy when he finds out that Splinter basically sent Baron Draxum off with
A
a
policeman.
police officer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, what? A police officer? Gets real upset about
What
that.
were you thinking, old man?
Yeah,
I
what
like
were you thinking?
I like that he actually calls Splinter old man here.
Yes, aw. He is his old man.
Yeah.
But yeah, then Splinter gets all sulky about it. He's like, why did you like hanging out with that guy so much anyway? And then Mikey goes like, he made me. He didn't make me for the right reasons, but he made me. And without him, I wouldn't have you. And I'm just like, oh, my heart. Mikey, you're too pure.
He is too
Like,
pure. He's so soft. And he just wanted to hang out with his two dads.
And then we get to see this girl where Baron Draxum's getting punished by
Yeah,
this like evil girl.
apparently there is an entire scene of her actually strapping him to the rails of the toy train and actually tortures him. Yeah, it starts playing after this scene where it then like kind of zooms out in the actually like aired episode, but there is another fully animated scene that maybe was just a little bit too much.
Yeah, a little bit too brutal.
Yeah, she is doing the Sid thing from Toy Story.
Yeah. I also like I don't know if it's supposed to be, but it kind of looks like there's like tentacles and body parts hanging from the ceiling, and it disturbs me a little
I mean,
bit.
this could just be, mobile is what they're
Yeah.
called, just a Mystic City version of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's basically a toy torture. Oh, there's the cat.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the cat. I tried to catch this cat was in all the episodes. I don't know if I managed to catch it, and I didn't manage to catch a picture of it, but it definitely was in all of the episodes.
Yeah.
And also, this is a Cerberus dog, and Mikey is just like, oh no, a good puppy
Yeah.
has many hungry mouths.
Oh no.
Yeah, when Splinter is just like, we'll just get you a new bear, it's fine. And which is a horrible thing to say when the bear is a sentient person and not actually just a toy. Then Mikey does what he does best and cries his dad into submission.
Yep.
It's just what he'd do. It's Mikey's most powerful weapon.
Obviously.
Yeah, I mean it worked. You can see the Splinter gave up. Like he's like, oh fine, I'll save him for you specifically. And then we get to see the scene from Splinter's point of view when he goes to get the sword, and Leo's just like lovely hair and sleeping in a pool.
Like how he touches the hair, just like what?
I mean, it makes sense that Splinter was just allowed in.
Yeah.
Splinter's lovely hair, and then he just grabs the sword and goes to save Baron Draxum, who's just there. Poor thing.
Okay, this scene is also one of my favorite scenes ever, probably, because the entire animation of Draxum slowly getting up and the weird squiggly, like squeaky noises that he makes while moving, and then he just tries to kick Splinter, but he's too soft. So he just like,
yeah. Yeah, and also like here, like this one where he climbs up on a box specifically to like grab him and just like, how could you do this to me? And then it tries to punch him in the face, and it's like squeak, with his punch. You can also see how Splinter is not at all impressed in the screen. It's so funny.
I mean, would you be impressed when like a little toy tried to punch you and just like squeak,
no, probably not. But if Draxum actually tried to punch him in his real form, then he would have sent Splinter sending across town because Draxum's hella strong.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then they tried to sneak out. And this must be so very, very suspicious for this police officer.
I just noticed that Draxum's teddy bear ear is like has a cut. Anya, what did she do?
She did bad things. She was hurting him.
Oh.
What did we say about playing Warlord after bedtime? Like, that child also talked about like a robbery and stuff. Like, I don't know if she should be allowed to play crime games.
I also like when this police officer dad man came into the room, he basically showed the bird yokai version of brushing your teeth.
Yeah, he was like filing his beak.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's just a nice flavor joke.
And yeah, and then when he throws the mystic disc thingy, like the
anti-mystic.
The anti-mystic force field or something, and throws it in. Oh, by the way, those are horrifying eyeball.
Oh my god, I just noticed them.
They're horrifying. And that thing behind the door is also terrifying. This girl is nightmare fuel.
Yes.
Oof. Like those eyeball thingies are horrific.
They are, and I just noticed them, and I will never unsee them. I hope people watching this video will also be like, "Oh my god, I can never unsee this." But what is actually more important is that Draxum teddy bear's eyes did a derp before, and then he gets unmasked, I guess. Or
Yeah,
transformed
I
back
guess.
to his normal form, and then it's still his derp face. And it's just so much better.
Yeah. And then he's there. And then he just puts his face behind his arm when he's being noticed.
So
And
funny.
it's like that entire scene where he like looks at the one and posts it, looks at Draxum, looks at the one and posts it, looks at Draxum, and then the animation of his head just picking up in a straight line and just moving backwards on like the Z-axis and then just down.
Yeah.
It's so creepy and funny.
It's so
Oh,
good.
Draxum's so funny.
Yeah, he
Oh,
is.
he really is.
Donnie
It's probably
definitely
where Donnie
has it.
got it
Yeah.
from. Yeah. Yes. I was about to say the same thing. Donnie definitely has the funny from Draxum.
Yeah.
Like the deadpan science snort humor.
Yeah.
Oh my god, imagine an episode where Draxum and Donnie hang out.
Please,
That
I
would
need
be
that.
the funniest episode. They would be so funny.
And if we don't get an episode like that, please write a fan fiction of that.
Them just being snarky and sciencey and making fun of people, and then I high five.
I'd love that. I'm sure people would love reading that.
Draxum helping Donnie to make his lab more evil because in episode 1, Donnie's like, I'd love to do my lab in this style.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cute.
Oh man.
Oh, I love it. But yeah. And then, they run away. Draxum's so funny.
He is. I love it.
Oh, this show is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then they're running away. It's so funny. And then I like that this poor dude's job at the Firefly yokai, this guy's poor job is just like hang out and be the light.
Oh yeah.
To be the searchlight. Oh no. What a terrible job to have.
Just light up your butt.
Just get mushrooms. There's so many glowing mushrooms. It saves so much money on the payroll.
Mm-hmm.
I also like that this bird was just like, what is the code for a toy that turned out to be one of the city's most wanted? It's like, I think it's like a 4112. It's like, how
I think it was
often does this
44.
happen? Yeah, something like that. I don't remember the actual code, but the fact that they have a specific code for that, I mean, I guess it makes sense if you consider that they do have cloaking brooches. So a lot of criminals probably just like pretend to be toys and run around.
Also, I just noticed that the thing that he's in has like the free parts, you know, like the heads, because it's free heads.
This
free spikes pointing away.
Imagine coming up with one design and then the city decided to use your design for literally everything. That's a lot of pressure for an artist.
Yeah.
But yeah, then when they're running away, I like how when they were running away, Draxum grabs onto Splinter and like holds him like one would like a ball.
Yeah.
like an American football. Like just like holds him under his arm and then also on the top. And Mikey's like, "Yay, you actually got out."
I love how expressive Draxum is. I love his design.
Yeah, like they allowed so much more expression with him. Like when he took off the mask, which of course like makes sense. Like they took off the mask and we can actually see his face, so he can emote better. But it was also a nice touch, like design-wise for storytelling, because you couldn't get a proper range of emotion on his face when he had the mask. So when you actually want him to be more likable and more funny, then you take off the mask to basically use his entire face. Yeah. And he has a lot of good face real estate because his eyes are very big. His eyebrows are high up on his head, which like makes them very funny and dramatic when they like go up. And he also has a lot of mouth space.
Yeah, he does have a lot of and high cheekbones.
Yeah, very high cheek, very handsome.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, then they run away. Yeah, and then they run away and hide in a dumpster. I also love how Draxum's lips like protrude from his face. It reminds me of Mock from that one movie that I'm gonna force you to watch with me at some point.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they're also arguing while in a dumpster, and poor Mikey. This entire scene where Mikey's just sitting there and watching them fight hurts.
I mean, I think it hurts because I think a lot of people know what it feels like to watch their parents fight.
Yeah.
It is never a good feeling. And
and
especially being forced to be right there is the most awkward thing.
Yeah. It's
so Mikey
like,
who just really wanted to have a nice day with these two. Yeah, his dreams.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
he's
he's
just very
crying.
upset. Yeah, he is crying. My heart. He's like, he's usually so all over the place, and like this body language. He's just so upset and like closed off and stuff
Mm-hmm.
because Splinter's literally screaming, "You ruined my life," which
Yeah.
indirectly is basically Splinter saying, "You ruined my life." And by extension, I would have preferred if you hadn't done what you did, and thusly I would prefer not having my sons.
Yeah.
Which is basically like from Mikey's perspective when they're arguing like this, because he specifically said earlier that Draxum didn't make us for the right reasons, but we have you because of it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think about it from that point of view, from Mikey's point of view, like that's the most important thing to him, is that like he appreciates Draxum and he is happy with his life as it is. And here Splinter's basically saying that he is not happy.
Yeah.
So no one wants to feel like they ruined their parents' life, okay? Like no
Yeah.
one wants that feeling
Yeah.
by existing. So like Mikey is being real upset about it. And then
Yeah.
and then Draxum like says to Splinter, just like, what life I ruined. Like you had lost everything
You
when I
were a
found you.
husk when
Yeah,
I
you were a
found you.
husk of a man who like lost your fighting spirit or whatever. And if you consider it, it truly wasn't Draxum that ruined his life, because it
Yeah.
was Big Mama that ruined his life.
Yep.
Big Mama is the one that truly ruined his life by like grabbing him and forcing him to fight until he didn't want to fight anymore.
Yeah.
Draxum just kind of picked up the scraps
And I
and
mean,
turned him into a rat.
currently we do not know how genuine Big Mama really was about her feelings and her emotions. We see Big Mama being into a lot of different people. When they're hot, Big Mama's up.
Yeah, basically.
That's the thing. We do not know how because Big Mama, she changes the terms last minute. So we do not really know how genuine she was about her feelings. For Luchitsu, maybe it could have been that she had real emotions for him. But it could also be that she just went for it for as long as it was fun, and then she was like, "Okay, now I'm gonna just kidnap you, and you will fight in the battle nexus for me."
Yeah,
my
like
champion.
I'm basically using you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So far, Big Mama is a pretty, selfish character without a lot of empathy.
Yeah, I mean, she's very interesting because of it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'm just currently doubting how genuine she was about this relationship.
Oh yeah, she probably wasn't like genuine at all,
Yeah.
to be honest. But maybe she was. I mean, she probably had some feelings towards him, but I think that that's just because he's like a nice, charming dude that she got to know. I mean, they did like cuddle on the couch and stuff. But at the same time, I definitely do think that in all things, she puts herself first and like her needs and wants first. So that definitely is a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're arguing here, and when Draxum basically says that Splinter had nothing, Splinter has this flashback.
My heart.
My heart. Where he's like a half mutated rat man, and I would love to see an entire episode with this Splinter was like halfway Lujitsu, halfway Splinter. And
I would assume that this is very recently after he escaped with the small turtle tots.
I mean, it has to be because they're still so tiny and they don't have the lair anymore.
They're so small.
Like he just put a bag over them or whatever, and they're so tiny. Look at them. Look at how cute they are. I cry.
They're so sweet.
Oh my god. And then Mikey's so cute.
Mikey's so adorable. My heart. Oh no. Oh, did you also make a screenshot of Luchitsu's face? Yeah.
Yes.
He
hugs them all.
Oh.
He loves them.
Also, just one thing, I love the kind of thought, you know how in anime, when people get old, they kind of get really small.
Yes.
I kind of love the thought of the Chitsu being like this for a while after mutating. And then
Mhm.
after a couple years, he just
It's like
kind of started
it's
shrinking.
it's like that meme where like the Asian woman is the same and then bam, menopause, tiny.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like the same thing just with him and not menopause.
Yeah, that's my headcanon, that he was like this
Yeah.
for quite a while, but basically as soon
Yeah.
as the boys started to be aware of their existence, like, human children
Yeah.
would be, he suddenly was this small red man.
Yeah.
The small
Basically
old red man.
like around 50 or something, he started shrinking into the small rat man.
Yeah.
Which is I hope that's the case. I
Yeah.
I just really would love an episode with him like this and
Yeah,
like the tiny
same.
turtle tots.
Same. I would
Maybe a
like.
little bit further along in his mutation, considering that like in the flashbacks that we saw where like he was putting a band-aid on Donnie and like Leo and Raph at the lemonade stand and were selling to literally no one because they couldn't interact with other people. Like and like all that stuff. Like, I don't know, man. I
I
would love an episode like that.
I would like an episode that really shows Luchitz's journey up to New York, and then also how they found the lair and decided to make the lair their home.
Yeah. It's just, I have many feelings towards
Yeah,
this. Like this is such an emotional part of the thing for me, and
I was
I'm both
basically
scared and
crying.
hopeful. Yeah, I teared up. It was so cute,
Yeah.
but mostly Mikey is so small. Look at him. Look at how small this Mikey is. Oh my
Yeah, so
god.
tiny. They grew so large.
Yes, they became so big. Look at them. Look how sleepy they are.
Yeah.
Donnie's shell is soft, so Leo
Mhm.
can use it as a pillow.
Yes.
They're so cute.
Mhm.
Oh my god. I'd kill for an episode with all of them.
Yeah.
That's like tiny babies.
Babies.
Like slightly older. And then yeah, and then it's like mirrored with Mikey grabbing his dad's hand
Mhm.
and he takes it.
Oh, my heart.
My heart is so emotional.
I saw this
Oh,
episode twice, but I still am just like, oh, my heart, a little
so
stone
cute.
cold heart gets warm when I see this.
And then he
Oh.
just like squishes Mikey's face and he literally says that like he wouldn't change his life for anything.
Which is such a huge development and growth for Splinter, who literally
Yeah.
had body dysmorphia, or dysphoria is what it's called, body dysphoria for the longest time, because he was depressed sitting at home watching the movies, reliving his glory days over and over, because he was mourning for the life that he basically lost and did not have anymore. And I think he also never really, I mean, he loves his sons, of course, but really realizing what he has and appreciating them and really accepting that this is the life he has now. It is good the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely loves his sons. I will never doubt that
Yeah,
he
no.
loves his boys. And I don't think in any way, shape, or form that they doubt the thing. But he definitely was very depressed to the point that hugs were our reward.
Yeah.
Please do not forget that they freaked out when he said, I will give you hugs. And they were like, hugs, hugs, hugs. I want to know what Splinter's hugs feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Like he probably wasn't showing them physical affection, or at least not to the point that it wasn't novel for them anymore.
I think really Splinter learned through like the part that we watch in the show, learned how to actually be their dad properly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean that there's been a lot of Splinter growth throughout the series, and like he's had like a pretty large and important character arc.
Mhm.
And he's a very complicated character, and he has had a very complicated relationship with his sons. But this Splinter that says that he wouldn't change his life for the world is very different from the Splinter that literally lied to Donnie that they were going to a car show so he could relive a glory day for a day by trashing Donnie's car.
Also very different from a Splinter that just sits in his chair watching movies all day, eating.
And didn't let them watch the TV for a bit.
Yeah.
And then like that entire thing, like I don't doubt for a second that he loves them, but I don't think that Splinter loved himself enough to truly love them in the way that he really like all of them deserve.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me so emotional that Splinter's had such a good character arc, because this is so good, because I mean, a lot of, from what I remember from the one iteration of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that I watched, which was the 2003 version, there was always, and from what we watched together with the 87 show, a lot of Splinter's character was like his struggle with like reconciling the life that he lost as a human with what he is now, and basically like feeling at peace with it.
Mm-hmm.
And in this series, we actually got to see that happen,
Yeah.
and like in detail, like via character interaction, and they're just becoming so much stronger as a family and
Mm-hmm.
as a team, and that makes me very emotional.
It makes me feel so warm in my heart.
It makes me very happy.
Yeah.
And then he basically says thank you to Draxum, and Draxum just like looks away. He's like, "Oh, I mean, I guess sorry for like trying to make you a weapon and stuff,
Yeah.
and a bunch of other stuff." He says, and I'm just like, "Okay." The
Also,
whole trying to subjugate humanity is other stuff, I guess.
since we found out that Draxum made the turtles with Luchitsu's genes and the ooze, ever since then I was hoping for not just Draxum being what's the word again, redeemed. I also wanted him to be a part of the family, and I always had canoned him as the other parent. And in this episode, Mikey literally calls them his dads.
Yeah.
And I
This is
absolutely lost it at that.
Yeah, he says like, I just wish for my two dads to get along.
Yeah.
Look at them, they're hugging, and it's like, if it yeah, he says like, I just wish for my two dads to get along, and Josh is like, that stuff doesn't actually work. And there's like, if it doesn't work, then tell me why we're hugging right now.
He's such a little shit sometimes, but I love him.
Oh, I love him. It's so good.
Look at his smug face. He does a little teeny smile after that. I remember that. It's so cute. Also, this is the first episode where we actually see Draxum wearing this outfit. And this outfit is so good.
I love the aesthetics of Draxum's chosen clothing. This is such a good thing for him to wear. It looks so good.
Yeah, it's so good. But yeah, I absolutely lost it. I just want to quickly talk about how good it is to have this kind of representation in a cartoon. Yes. And I think the very special thing about this is that these two dads never were romantically involved with each other, which is a very special circumstance.
Yeah, this is a very unique way to have two dads, and they weren't even dating.
Yeah. It's
I mean, not canonically on the show, considering that all we saw was him literally throwing Lujitsu in a tube with some turtles next to him. I don't know.
Yeah, wait, I just had a flashback. Whoa. Do you remember that one person that was in Draxum's laboratory that we saw, where we were just like, who is this? Before Draxum became like good, basically, there was one moment when we saw a dark shape in Draxum's lab. Do you remember?
No.
I will have to see, like, watch again. I just know that we were at some point like, who is this? Not Luchitsu. There was one dark shape. Now I'm just like, eh.
Oh, are you talking about in the tank?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember there being a person in the tank, and that wasn't Lujitsu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is this? Huh. I was just remembering that. And now I'm just like, mystery person? Question mark.
Another mystery person or the same mystery person?
Like the Big Mama mystery person?
Yes. Either way, well, I hope we'll find out. Maybe that was just like a placeholder human. He just grabbed a human from the surface, like, you will be here. This is for aesthetics.
Could not be important at all. But this show has put too many hints and stuff into the background for it to not be relevant at some point. Either way, I just remember that. I just want to celebrate the dads a little more, because it is so good to have these two dads that are not in a romantic relationship at all. Because it is okay to have two dads. Even if they're not together.
Yeah. Yes.
Found family.
Yes, it's so good. I also love that. It's like, I just want my two dads to get along. It's like, oh, my heart.
Yeah.
And then here when the I also like that the police is just like, they're in this dumpster, and from what I can read, they're hugging. Man, they're good. It's like, What a weird day for that one bird police officer, man.
You can't see it, but I'm literally pointing at the screen right now because this scene, my heart. And Draxum says, what does he say exactly?
He says that he's gonna go out there, take care of our son, I think.
I think he said something, our boy, take care of our boy or something like that.
Yeah, basically he's like this is the
This
moment
just
where he
accepts it, like it's just him accepting, okay, I have a child with Splinter now.
Yeah, basically it's like,
Actually,
yep, all
four.
right, I'm a father now, and hugs Mikey, and I'm just like, my heart, and I just like, I love that, and I would love to see more Draxum dad shenanigans with other titles, because I just have a feeling that not the other three brothers aren't as immediately emotionally open and forgiving as Mikey is. I mean, Leo keeps yelling about Draxum throwing him off a roof.
Yeah.
It happened once, and you didn't even get hurt. Come on. And it's okay, Leo. Draxum tried to kill all of you.
And with my last words, I say, I told you
I
so.
told you so. It's like, oh. And yeah, his is like, oh, take care of our boy or son or
Yeah.
whatever he says exactly. And then he goes out there and Spin's like, no, wait. And then he puts his finger in his lips like, it's my moment. This is exactly a thing Donnie has said. It's my moment.
Yeah.
My moment.
I mean, we've
like,
noticed even before this episode was a thing that Donnie and Draxum say a lot of things alike, or there are some things that Draxum said that also like the turtles said at some other point as well.
Yeah. I remember in the episode where the Fish and Ladders episode where Draxum says that when I look around this room, I see nothing but potential when he's looking at the villains. And then basically the Raph in the same episode says, when I look around this room, I see nothing but potential.
Yeah.
So like there's a lot of Draxum bleeding through and I love it. But yeah, and then he gets out.
He was so cool.
Much like Donnie, he gets to be cool for 3 seconds before he's funny again.
Yeah. Oh man.
My boys, my purple ass boys, they get to suffer. It's fine.
They're still cool.
And then he's wheeled into prison. How many kids understand the Silence of the Lambs reference here?
Yeah. How many kids will know that this is like Hannibal Lecter?
Hannibal Lecter, yeah, like this. And then he gets like wheel. I love how they wheel him in and just like dump him and then go. Donnie is frowning so big with his big eyes. He's like, what happened here?
Donnie is not happy about being locked up.
Also, Raph, you're sitting right next to the toilet. How about you just like scoot over a little bit, probably smell.
Didn't even notice that before, but yes. Also, I noticed something about the color scheme of this room. It basically has all of their colors.
It's good. It's a nice gradient. It has a lot of colors to it. I like it. I also like that the lights are basically like one of those like LED strips.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was this episode. It's very good. And then we go to the one with the least importance to the plot.
It really is not important at all. I mean, I appreciate my boy in this episode a lot. He gets a lot of moments, and I love the animation, a lot of parts of this episode. It gets even more and more expressive. This show just keeps refining the animation, and at this point we really reached a Disney level of animation.
Yeah, this show is absolutely insane. It's so good. But here we start with our boy Leo looking at the same brochure, and here I actually took a picture of all this, and you can actually see the text that it says. It's probably said, Hirsuter Sport and Spa is located on a white sand beach in Yokai Bay. From its spacious grounds, the lush tropical scenery of the hidden city unfolds. This also gives me massive flashbacks to every single travel brochure I ever read while I was in places like Tenerife and shit. Like that was this is exactly what travel brochures sound like. I could imagine that they actually took an actual travel brochure and wrote the text up.
You always remember the excellent cuisine and friendly yokai service at this open-air dining room and adjoining tiki lounge.
Please appreciate the fact that it says excellent cuisine.
Cuisine?
They included the typos that happen in all travel brochures. I like to imagine that this is a flavor and not a mistake.
My brain autocorrected.
Oh yeah, of course. And the adjoining tiki lounge, very nice. I like this child with dirt eyes running with a beach ball. Of course, Donnie did not go here.
No.
Beach balls.
No.
Towering high above the hidden city's famous volcanic. I'm guessing that this is a volcanic sea.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the thing comes in. And there's fun for the whole family, young to surf and turf. Terrific thrill for someone and spectators. So he's just enjoying him. Yeah, he's enjoying himself, picturing himself as all of the photos, enjoying himself. He just really wants to go. And then he crumbles up the brochure and throws it on the ground.
Leo.
He litters. He could have put it back. It would have been less effort to put the brochure back in the slot.
Yeah.
But instead, he crumples it up and he throws it on the ground.
And he dares to call himself a hero.
Right? He is the bad boy of the team.
Yes.
He litters. Donnie might be the bad boy of science, but Leo's just the bad boy.
Yeah.
He's not a hero. Shaking my hand. And we have these lucky troll people.
Yeah, they definitely do look like the trolls, from the movie.
Mm-hmm. I also like the skull in the background with a flag in the forehead.
Yeah, and feet on the left.
And then we have these people. Beach volleyball running person with derp eyes.
Yeah.
There's one lady that's waiting patiently for that one person to be out of the tube. Please look at the cat. I found the cat in this episode.
Yes, I saw the cat. It's good.
Good.
It's weird.
You couldn't see, but I reached out and touched my computer screen where the cat is to show you that I found him. And then we have Leo being like, where is your lounge chair?
Oh, he's so lame.
He is so
I
lame.
wipe my face. He's so lame, but I love him so much.
He's awful. And then we have, look here, so many of the characters here on the left are the crew, Skin Man's crew.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's the mermaid at the bottom, and then we have like the dino one, and like there's pirates here.
Mm-hmm.
I like to imagine that when he said that he had paid all his debts when he went to talk to Hueso, when he said that he paid off all his debts except for the one for Hueso, that meant that his entire crew was also free to go and weren't criminals anymore. And now Mermaid Lady can enjoy her child/grandchild.
Yeah.
Like having time with them at the beach. I mean, after going to Tahiti, then I guess they just got addicted to the good son.
Yeah.
Unless they
come from?
traveled here. Maybe he portaled them over here and they have just stayed.
Where does the sun come from?
And mushrooms in the ceiling. Or giant crystal. Either
Or
one is my guess.
Or is it like a giant firefly? But
one of these giant fireflies working overtime just doing their absolute best.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we have, I found her. It's Pirate Lady.
Yeah. I didn't notice that at all, but it's great. Wow. Lady
And
Beefy.
then we have, this very beefy. And she was definitely getting admired by these two ladies, and I enjoy that.
Yes.
And then Leo goes to sleep on the lounge chair. He could have napped anywhere.
Oh yeah, these characters are apparently, I think it's these two, they're apparently voiced by Nolan North, which I think is amazing.
Okay, I know that Leo's supposed to be a hero, but so far we've seen him trespass, litter, and try to bribe people.
Yeah.
So,
he calls himself a hero.
Boy. Yeah, my boy. And yeah, then when they kick him out,
because he does not have beautiful hair.
Well, no one told him why he was kicked out at this point. It hasn't been revealed that it's because he's bald.
That's true.
But yeah, he gets kicked out and he doesn't know why, because he thinks that he's so important. And it's like, oh, try the establishment across the street, and it's called Last Resort and Spa, which is a great name for a resort. Last Resort.
Yep.
I would go to a resort called Last Resort, and I would be happy with the 1-star service I got. I was like, wow, that was an experience.
I don't know how I would feel about all the dust.
I don't know how I'd feel about the real-ass lobster boiling alive in the pool. This place is pretty dingy and gross. Please pardon our dust, management. Another typo. Because, why not?
Yeah.
We never see anyone else work at this place except for this dude who tries to break Leo's spine really hard.
It actually puts on the thingies, the knuckle rings.
The knuckle irons, yeah. And then clinks them together. It's like, oof.
Beautiful candles though.
He's trying to make Leo's back soft, but doesn't consider the fact that it's a shell.
This character reminds me of, Worms. The game.
Yeah, definitely. Except with beautiful, fabulous glasses.
Yes.
Why did they give him glasses like this?
And a cape.
They're never revealed to be important. They're just there. He doesn't even have ears.
How do they Holden, please, like, how do they stay on his head? We will
I
never
just
know.
like that he also is just like, oh, that's because of the shell. It's like, maybe I can loosen that up for you, and grabs a crowbar and tries to rip the shell off. And I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, no, that
Horrifying.
is assault.
Yeah, that's attempted murder, actually.
Yeah.
And then he tries to convince Leo to go to the other place, and Leo's crying.
Aw.
He wants to be pampered so bad.
Oh no, the boy.
It feels real difficult to feel bad for him because all he wants is going to the snob club and be pampered.
Yeah.
It's not like he's emotional about his dad and Draxum getting along, or his brothers not appreciating him, or getting thrown into prison or whatever. No, he's just really wants to go get a massage at the snob club.
Aw,
Baby.
he's horrible.
And then this lobster's just kind of there. And narrow my eyes is a little bit terrifying.
I love that they just grabbed some stock image of a lobster.
And then hair serum. Just has hair serum.
Yeah, and I love that the cork has hair.
Yeah, it's really nice bottle design.
Mm-hmm.
We get to see Leo's scalp. Didn't know I wanted to see his scalp. Leo, you know that just because you're bald, you should still like clean your head, right?
I mean, the dots are clearly the serum.
Yeah.
Dots, but yeah, I know what you mean.
I hope.
Yeah. Oh no.
Exfoliate, my boy.
Yeah.
Who am I kidding? Teen boys don't exfoliate.
Yeah, no.
If you do, good for you.
I mean, that's why he wants to go to the pamper place.
To get his head exfoliated. But yeah, look how gorgeous he is.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. He reminds me of Prince Charming from Shrek.
Oh my god, yeah.
Gorgeous hair. And then he just walks in. It's the worst montage ever. He just walks in and his hair is so nice. His hair. Look at his hair. So good. He's got anime ass hair. With that one lock in the middle of the face, so gorge.
You know, it's moments like this and the one where he gets the sparkle eyes during Todd Scouts are moments when I'm just like, why is he my favorite?
A good question. But it's one of those mysteries that will never be answered but will always be true. I just really I also like when he looked at himself in the mirror. It's just like, I thought I couldn't get any more handsome, but you, sir, have humbled me, which is the least humble thing you could say.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. Look at him, shiny hair. And then he's just kind of hanging out, having this lady pick his toenails. Poor lady.
The lady that also appeared in in the Mama Train. He wasn't the spa there.
She works hard. She's a spa technician. Those get real good pay.
Yeah, I mean, they deserve it.
Yeah, anyone who waxes someone's asshole should get real good pay. I'm just saying. Spa technicians or terrifyingly strong people emotionally. Anyone that gives people Brazilians should definitely get paid. That or they're sadists who enjoy just doing that around.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay to get good pay and also enjoy your job.
Yeah.
But these unicorn men are just like, oh, aren't you the one hero that won the battle nexus or whatever? And Leo's like, you recognize me with hair? And then Leo...
Yeah, this was one of the scenes with ridiculously good animation. With the facial expressions and all that. The gesturing.
Yeah, there was so much extra animation in this scene. And here we get to see that Leo also talks to Mindraft. And we also get the reveal that Mindraft is one Mindraft. They all share the same Mindraft. They don't have individual ones, they just share one.
Yeah.
Is this the ninja mind melt that they were talking about? Is this the Mindraft?
Maybe. I mean,
now we need to see Donnie talk to Mindraft, and then all four of them have talked to Mindraft.
I wish I had a Mindraft.
Mindraft probably doesn't help that much.
Yeah. I mean, he had a good idea with the chocolate fountain, though. And making the tracks.
Yes.
Fundamentally, it is a good idea.
Yes. It definitely is an idea that borders on good, yes.
Please give Mindraft the credit he deserves.
Okay, fine. It's a great idea until Leo starts licking his feet.
That was weird.
Then it stops being a good idea.
You know, the chocolate fountain is right there. Why did he start licking his feet?
Right? Like, he could have just, leant backward, opened his mouth wide, and gurgled a lot of chocolate coming from the fountain. But no, just decided to lick his feet.
I wiped my face. Ugh, this boy. No!
I got this one specifically for you.
No, I don't find pleasure in this. No,
You do not enjoy this.
no, it's gross. Oh my god. Ugh.
Okay. But yeah, here we get to see that Mystic City, it says, I think it says PEZAD. No, it's 200.
I can read it. It's too pixely for me.
I think it's 717 AD.
Huh.
If if I lean real close to the microphone, I'm gonna have to be quiet so I can actually do the thing. Yes, it's 717 AD.
Huh. Mystic City old.
Also, they have purple dollar bills or money bills or whatever.
Yeah, which I think is cool.
And credit cards and a driver's license.
Yeah.
I think that's nice world building. You can pay in... Are you gonna pay in coins, paper, card, or unicorns? I gotta get rid of some of these unicorns. They're eating my couch. All right, sir.
Please, if one of the writers is listening, and I know some of you guys are listening to this podcast, what's the worth of a unicorn in dollars? I need to know.
Please tell me that a unicorn is at least like $5, because the life of a unicorn should definitely cover for like a burger.
Yeah.
But yeah, then this whole part where Leo steps up because they're just let's do a random body search, starting with this guy, and like I don't like how he like pulls on his glove and snaps it. It's like, where you can touch my boy.
Yeah.
And then Leo stands up and is like, I am a teen detective and I will take control of this. And that is that's so on point for the teen detective genre. Just everyone's like, yeah, all right. I mean, that makes sense. Everyone's just okay with it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm gonna go look at your security globes. And then he goes to the security clam.
Instead of security cam.
Security clam.
Stop laughing. It's not that funny. It's not
You can see everything. It's the security clam, and it's pearlless and warm, but it shows.
This podcast, the recording has been going on for almost 2.5 hours at this point. I'm starting to notice it in my brain.
It's a good thing that literally nothing important happens in this episode.
Yeah, it doesn't.
But yeah, then
just has a lot of fun visual stuff.
The thing that bothers me about this episode, though, is that now somewhere in my brain I know what Leo looks like with hair.
Yeah.
So now for me going forward, Leo will always be bald to me.
Oh, yeah.
Before this episode, Leo was not bald to me. Leo just had a hat and he did not have hair. Now that I have seen Leo with hair, now going forward from this episode, Leo will be bald.
Yeah.
Like Raph and Donnie and Mikey, they're not bald. They just don't have hair. Leo had hair. He has no hair anymore. Thusly, he is bald to me.
Oh, man. Was complaining about his dad bod, and now he's bald too. Man, Leo, you get old.
Yeah, man. Rough to be a young teen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that the hair is manipulating him. Is
Sentient
really
hair.
body horror shit.
Yeah.
And like stealing things. And here he was sleeping on the pool. I guess this means that after throwing him into the pool, Splinter also pulled him out. That's where I like get the discrepancy out of my head. It's like he yanked his boy out of the pool so he didn't drown.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we have this hair. It's a hair demon.
For a second, the design reminded me a lot of Heartless from Kingdom Hearts.
There's a statue in the background of someone with gorgeous hair.
Yeah, who is that?
And then he makes this joke. And he shaves off all his hair. And then he says, looks like the tortoise beat the hare. And he's already made the tortoise and the hare joke before about like I'm bald and like I still like it looks like I beat the hare, like whatever. And he seems to really like this joke. I hate it.
Also like that he pulls on the sunglasses, like the I don't know. Yeah.
CSI Miami. I think.
CSI Miami.
Is like see like a zoom out and like a like how many kids get this reference?
Yeah, I
How
don't
many
know.
children remember CSI Miami?
And this specific meme, which definitely is a couple of years old at this point. Okay, so I just looked it up, and literally the sunglasses meme is apparently had its debut in 2006.
I mean, on its own, this does definitely stand as a joke, and Leo would definitely one-liner and put on sunglasses.
Yeah.
But also knowing that, like, having seen this meme before, you have an extra layer of appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't like how he has like 5 hairs. And this just means that he's
They're
bald to me
shiny.
now.
They're shiny in the
Yeah.
light of the.
Yeah. Also, there's the witch on the chair.
Oh, yeah.
She's still floating around. Also, it definitely zooms out like this and makes a yeah noise.
Yeah.
So sure, witch, she's still floating.
Yeah, just vibing.
Yeah. He gets thrown into prison because they blame him for stealing all the shit.
And he goes like,
Hair Dude got away with it.
Lame.
Donnie is frowning even more now.
But his eyes are closed. Oh no, look at this family.
Look at these wild children. And then we have their totally legit lawyers coming through to give them their one phone call and birthday cake.
And Splinter, I mean, I know he's supposed to be Texan and stuff, but to me he just looks like Doug Dimmadome.
Oh yeah, Doug Dimmadome. Don't know if the Dimsdale Dimmadome. I like Mikey's outfit. He's so cute in this. Look at his little he's got a little straw in his mouth.
Yeah, because he's also from Texas.
Yes.
He just needs a
all
cowboy
Texans
hat.
do. Straw in mouth like Texan do.
He just needs a cowboy hat. Put a cowboy hat on him and he's going to be perfect. Oh yeah, cat.
And a cat is there and goes like meow.
After they also got the cake.
Oh yeah, if you guys didn't notice, the sword was in the cake all along.
It's very
They
unsuspicious.
managed to escape.
I mean,
and thusly, the weirdest day ever for the Mystic City police force ended with Draxum getting away and a bunch of teen hooligans as well.
Yeah.
And all that was left in the cell was this cat.
Tales of the Hidden City, Part 1 to 4. Amazing episodes. Not a lot happened, just a few very small details. That I mean, the Battle Nexus Whizbang was also foreshadowed in a different episode.
Yeah.
And there really wasn't a lot in most of the episodes, but the Mikey episode was very, very important. With
I mean, the Mikey episode was vital to Draxum's whole character arc.
And Splinter's.
And it also sets up Draxum as like truly on their side for future episodes.
Yeah.
Like he can be trusted now. He's dad now. Like this.
Yeah.
He has been promoted to dad.
It's the other parent, and I love that. It makes me
Very
happy.
Nice. The episodes were very good. I like them. I like the Mystic City stuff. I'm a big fan of the Mystic City stuff. I like that there's Mystic City things happening in it.
I want more of the Mystic
Yes,
City.
please, more Mystic City stuff. Also, more Draxum being dad shenanigans, please.
Yes.
And
please.
I appreciate those very much. So, yeah, there's not very much else to say, except we'll try to get to the next episodes as soon as possible, because they're kind of exciting and kind of important.
Also, apologies if this podcast turned out very long, but it is we did not want to split these these 4 episodes apart because they are literally like a movie kinda. It's Tales of the Hidden City. If you don't watch if you watch them all together, then it is basically like a movie because they're all connected to each other. It's just different perspectives of the same story.
Yeah, we couldn't really figure out how we would split them up and make it interesting because there's so little to talk about in some of them. Like in the Raph episode, the Leo episode, there's like almost no plot relevant things. In the Donnie episode, we do get April's baseball bat, and there's like a bunch of plot in the Mikey one. So we just couldn't justify doing an entire like podcast episode about 2 of them when they're all just the same story.
Yeah. So this podcast is probably an extra long special episode. These were very special episodes to us. And yeah, but if you listened up until this point, thank you very much for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the little things that we noticed and pointed out. And obviously, due to the length of the podcast already, we will not get to fan art currently, but still in planning. The link is in the description if you want to show us your fan art so we can pick it up and show it on the end of another podcast. Be free to do so. Looking forward to seeing what you come up with. And yeah, other than that, we have a Twitter, @turtles_rising. Would appreciate a follow and on the Twitter as well as here on YouTube if you enjoyed this episode. And other than that, keep loving turtles and screaming about it on Twitter and social media.
Yeah. Stay safe.
Stay safe and healthy in these times. And
just in general, always stay safe, stay healthy.
Yes.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. All right, then.
See you guys next time.
See you next time. Bye-bye.